Representative Tiangco, were you not a part of the Appropriations Committee at one point?
I was vice chairman. Ang dinipensahan ko doon is...
Kasi baka mapulaan ka.
Hindi, okay lang.
Sabihin nila, bakit di mo...
I was not a member of the BICAM.
Okay.
I was never a member of the BICAM. I was not a member of the small committee. Ang dinipensahan ko doon, the last budget, for 3 budgets, ang dinipensahan ko doon is the should. And I think Office of the President. And this last budget, they let me defend agriculture.
Okay. So, in other words, you had no say in effect. You had no say. Now, why would the President allow the Speaker, allow Appropriations Chair Zaldico to murder the budget?
Did he allow?
Okay.
Or didn't we remove? Okay, yeah, buti you brought that up. He's not getting, I mean, syempre sabihin, separation of powers, di ba? Bakit namin tinanggal si Zaldico?
Bakit?
Hindi, bakit? You read between the lines. Hindi galit yung presidente dun sa nangyari sa budget. Simple, di ba? Bakit namin...
Dito, mga kababayan, hindi po ako nagsabi, Zaldico, makinig ka. Sabi ni Tiangco, tinanggal ka. Hindi ako nagsabi, si Tiangco. Sabi ni Tiangco, tinanggal ka. Dahil galit daw ang presidente. So galit siya yung si Marcos. Ulitin ko ipi-play natin. Kasi ang sinasabi, remember, yung claim ni Zaldico ay health reason. Kaya siya nawala sa APRO. Pero ano di sinasabi ni Tiangco dito?
Allow Appropriations Chair Zaldico to murder the budget.
Did he allow?
Okay.
Or didn't we remove? Okay, yeah, buti you brought that up. He's not getting, I mean, syempre sabihin, separation of powers, di ba? Bakit namin tinanggal si Zaldico?
Bakit namin tinanggal si Zaldico? Well, first fact, according to Tiangco, tinanggal namin. Sino yung namin?
Bakit?
Hindi, bakit? You read between the lines. Hindi galit yung presidente dun sa nangyari sa budget. Simple.
Galit ang presidente dun sa nangyari sa budget. So parang sinasabi niya, kasama siya doon sa nag-decide na tinanggal si Zaldico.
Di ba? Bakit namin tatanggalin? Alam namin galit siya dun sa nangyari sa budget. Kaya tinanggal.
Now, ito tanong to ng pangkaraniwang tao. Can the President rein in on the Speaker?
Karen, it's a difficult... I mean, sometimes I text the President some unsolicited suggestions, but the speakership is one thing... It's so sensitive kasi baka pag hinalaan ako na interesado lang ako sa posisyon ng speaker. So it's one thing na hindi ko siya makausap directly.
Were you ever a contender? I mean, set the record straight. I'm reading, you were a contender. Albi Benitez was a contender. Were you making proactive moves to the Speaker?
You name me one congressman na kinausap ko. Ang nangyayari noon is because nga, of course, mahirap to. Kasi wala naman aamin. And I understand why. Because nga, papapunta tayo doon sa susunod, natakot sila doon sa mga soft, di ba? But right after the elections, Madam, even up to the last day, even up to Sunday, ang tanong, wala pa bang utos ang Malacanang? Wala bang pagbabago? You can ask Albi, you can ask Duke. Ganon lagi ang tanong. Wala pa bang order? Kami nag-iintay lang kami. Kasi that started nung nagpapapirma sila, di ba? Remember, right after elections, hindi pa tapos yung 19th Congress.
To, malinaw talaga na nanggagaling ang command pagdating sa speaker doon sa presidente, lalong-lalo na dito na kung saan si Marcos. So, ibig sabihin, dahil naging speaker si Romualdez uli sa 20th Congress, he allowed. So, kung salot sa tingin ninyo si Romualdez, ay dahil yan pinayagan ni Marcos. Yan ang sinasabi dito. So yung palusot ni Senator Amy na lagi niya nililigtas yung kapatid niya, hindi. May responsibilidad si Marcos dito kay Romualdez. So lahat nitong kapalpakan, allegedly, lahat nitong sinasabing kalokohan dito, di umano sa budget, ay hindi lamang si Romualdez. Kasi nga, tinatanong nga siya nun wala pa bang ano sa Malacanang? Ibig sabihin, walang ginawang pagtutol ang Malacanang dito.
Yes, nagpapirma sila, di ba? So, madami nagsasabi sa akin, boss, I guess ganun tawag namin sa Congress, boss, yung iba, pasensya na. Hindi, naintindihan ko. Then there were two big groups na sabi, yung isa, bago nga pumirma, tumawag pa sa akin, papaalam mo na kami. Walang problema, kasi alam naman natin sa Congress, kahit anong pirmahan mo dyan, wala naman, doesn't mean anything. You can change your mind tomorrow. And then yung isa, ayaw nga pumirma, ako pa nagsabi, pumirma na kayo, maiipit lang kayo dyan. And hindi naman style ko yung mangdamay, di ba? If I can stand for it. Naiintindihan ko naman yung sitwasyon ng bawat congressman, di ba? Siyempre, pag naipit sila, kawawa yung mga constituents sila, di ba? Hindi naman sila yung nakakawawa Yung constituents sila yung nakakawawa So naintindihan ako, nagsasabi, pirma lang kayo, pirma lang kayo. So up to the last day, madami nagtatanungan, wala pa bang go signal? Kasi alam naman natin, the most important vote for speaker is not inside Congress. There's only one. Di ba? Alam naman natin yun. So lahat nagtatanong, wala pa bang utos? Wala pa bang...
Now, is it true, were you really offered to be the new chairman of the Appropriations Committee? Because that's the word, that you were offered that.
That was the impression of a lot. Kasi nga, ang hindi alam ng mga tao, kaya ko alam lahat ito, hindi naman yan nagsimula nito lang March pa lang yan.
Of 2024?
No, of 2025.
25, okay.
Kasi di ba ang nangyari, ang hirap ng posisyon ni President. Name me one big flagship project na napagawa. Bakit? Wala siyang mapagawang flagship project kasi kinukuha ng Congress yung budget ng Presidente para sa malalaking
another fact to Kaya pala walang project dahil kinukurap allegedly ng Congress. Sino kaya doon? Mantakin mo, ang pangit ng bayan natin. Hindi, alam mo, tayo na ang napag-iwanan sa Asia. Pagdating mo sa mga infrastructure, pumunta ho kayo around Asia, napakagaganda. Lahat maaayos. Bakit wala tayong infrastructure? Dahil sa Congress.
Gago!
Ganong katindi, mga kababayan.
That is terrible. Wow.
Hindi ba tas nilalagay nila doon sa ang program, appropriate ito, lalagay nila sa program para sigurado ang program mapupunta yung kanya. So
it's the president technically who's suffering from this.
Yes. Kaya nga alam ko yung
Pero kasalanan niya. Huwag niyo iligtas. Kasalanan niya pa rin. Kasalanan niya pa rin. Hindi pwede niyo iligtas.
Kagalingan, di ba? Kahit hindi directly. Alam ko kami yung
yung mahiya naman kayo.
Kasi may say siya May say siya doon sa speakership.
Kayo yun.
Kasi
kayo yun.
Kami yun. So, paano namin imbestigahan sarili namin?
So ayan na mismo sinasabi na ni Tiangco, yung sinasabi ni Marcos na mahiya kayo. Kami yun. Ewan ko itong mga gunggong na mga congressman, pumapalakpak pa mga animal.
So, ang nangyari niyan, March 24, I was called to a meeting. Kasi ang nangyari, di ba, nawala yung flagship projects. Sino bang kumuha? Senado o House? So, ang alam ko, hiningan silang dalawa. Siyempre, sabi ng House, natural, Senate kumuha. Sabi ng Senate, House kumuha niya, di kami. So, hiningan sila ng listahan.
Ng Pangulo. Where it went.
Bigay nyo sa akin. Bigay nyo sa Senate, bigay nyo sa akin yung listahan. House, bigay nyo sa akin yung listahan. Si Cheese gave it within 3 days.
Really?
In January. Nung nasama ako sa meeting ng March 24, wala pa yung sa House. March na. So, hiningi ko, binigay ko. So, pinag-aralan ko yan magmula March. Ngayon, sinasabi mo Committee on Appropriations, hindi maganda tignan eh. Kasi kamag-anak na naman eh, by affinity. So,
I think for the audience, some of our viewers may not be aware.
So, hindi maganda tignan.
So, Representative Toby Tiangco's wife, Michelle, is the first cousin, right?
Yes,
first, right?
yes.
Is the first, she's a Romualdez, she's the first cousin of House Speaker Martin Romualdez, right?
Yes.
So technically,
and
BBM.
So they're all first cousins.
Yes. So that's one. Ayaw mo del.
Hindi sa ayaw ko. Hindi sa ayaw ko.
Hindi maganda.
Yun yung issue. I mean, give it again to the president. He realized that it's going to be an issue. Di ba? Kaya, we're not giving him credit. He realized that it was going to be an issue. Nasabihin, kamag-anak mo na naman linagay. Di ba? Hindi maganda parang speaker. Tapos,
APRO chair.
Hawak yung budget ng bansa.
And what about the majority floor leader? Same thing. Well, elected.
Hindi, elected yun.
Okay.
Pero, the president realized that. So you have to give him credit, di ba? So
what is it?
Even Kong Sandro realized that na hindi maganda. Okay.
So I want to ask you, what's the problem with the president? Is he too nice?
Nakita mo naman, di ba? Sobrang gentle, di ba?
Okay. So,
sabi ko nga
sa madaling salita, mahinang nilalang.
Gago!
Hindi. Sa tingin nyo, mabuti yon? Gawin mo kay Duterte yan. Tingnan ko lang kung saan ka pulutin.
Sabi ko, nung lumabas yung budget, magta 31 years na kaming kasal ni Michelle, di ba? Hindi ko yan nakikita na galit. Nakita ko lang siya nagalit nung budget na yun.
Yun na yun.
I never seen him mad. Doon lang talaga sa budget na yun.
Okay, now...
Kaya alam ko kami yun. 100%. Hindi na pa pwedeng ibang tao yun.
Now, before we go on to the 777, it's not easy being you also at this point. I mean, you're speaking out. Okay. You know, you're alone. I'm hearing talk that... some congressmen are actually upset that you're exposing the infirmities of the budget because it benefits a lot of them too. How do you do this na, you know, you are out there, you're boldly speaking out?
I've been there, done that, di ba? I've never chosen the popular path. I've always chosen the right path. Okay, balik tayo. I was mayor in, nung tinatanggal si ERAP, di ba? Ang reason naman nun, kaya, okay, tinatanggal si ERAP, hindi naman ako kilala ni ERAP eh. I think it was 7 days before he left. Tsaka lang ako sumama sa partido ni ERAP. Sabi ng mga tao, nasiraan ka ng ulo, papaalis na yan, bakit ka sumama dyan? Ayoko nung extrajudicial na pagtanggal, tapusin yung impeachment, ayoko yung mag-walk out, tapos, I mean, that's water under the bridge, diba?
But in other words, you made that stand.
I made that stand, and GMA became president up to 2010. Hindi ako sumama kay GMA.
9 years.
9 years. And I was mayor at that time. Kailangan, I mean, may control sa amin noon. So, kay ERAP ako, up to 2010 hanggang nakakulong. So, pag napanindigan ko, yun yung tama. And Michelle is very supportive of me. Even in this time, sabi niya sa akin,
how is that?
Huh?
I mean, it's how's the family dynamics?
Wala, sabi niya sa akin, basta kung ano yung tama, yun ang gawin mo. Huwag kang sasama kung...
So that's the wife everybody needs.
Huh?
That's the wife everybody needs to support the husband even if it affects...
Hindi, ang eksaktong sabi niya sa akin, huwag kang papayag na masira ka dyan.
Okay.
Yan yung sabi niya sa akin.
Sa budget.
No, not only regarding the budget. I mean, there were many issues that we could not agree on. Basta sinasabi niya, huwag kang papayag na masira ka dyan.
Okay, now, it's not national interest, but I wanted to bring it up. It was featured social media. In your family lunch, in the typical family lunch, it was noticed by a social media outfit. You weren't there. Toby Tiangco absent. So, what's gonna happen now?
No, how can I go? Sabit lang ako eh. Kaya lang ako imbitado dahil si Michelle ang pinsan eh. Di ba siya yung family? Ayaw pumunta ni Michelle. Paano naman ako pupunta? Ako naman okay naman sa akin pumunta, di ba? Yung tunay na kamag-anak ayaw pumunta eh. Paano naman ako pupunta dun?
It's amazing that you're still smiling, ha? Okay, actually, now, let's talk about...
Ibig sabihin kasi, alam ko naman na hindi... wala dapat kaya mong panindigan. Because history will haunt you.
Yeah.
Diba? History will haunt you. Sabi ko, what is popular will not always be popular, but what is right will always be right.
Now, have you ever spoken to the Speaker about any of this at any point in time?
Yes.
And
I mean, matagal na. But leave it. It's a private conversation. I mean, it's difficult because it's gonna be he said, she said, wala naman akong ebidensya. It's a private conversation. But we've spoken about it.
Okay. Now, Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong was the first to discuss itong 777 expose. And you recently also said congressmen who joined the Bagong Pilipinas Serbisyo Fair received government aid allocations worth 7 million for AIC, 7 million for medical assistance, 7 million for TUPAD. That's a total of 21 million pesos.
That's not cash.
Okay,
Hindi
yes.
Cash.
And you said it's required that the lawmakers go to the Speaker's office to secure the approval.
Not go to the Speaker's office, di ba? Okay, baka sabihin, niligwa ko yan. I was quiet about it. Tinanong ako nung isang reporter after the SONA, totoo ba yung 777? Alam, magsinungaling ako. Di ba? So sinabi ko, totoo. And, okay, ano ba yan? Di ba naglalagay ng pondo ng AIX, AKAP, and MAIP, and TUPAD, no? I think ang pinaka-importante dyan kasi is yung MAIP, yung Medical Assistance to Indigent Patients. Di ba yan yung parang silang So, pag ikaw may hawak nun, talagang hawak mo yung congressman. Paano matitiis ng congressman na dahil nanindigan siya, pag merong may sakit, wala siyang maitulong. Okay? So, talagang ang hirap, di ba? And di ba, nung nagkaroon ng ruling doon sa PDAF, na ginawa unconstitutional, ang sinabi doon, hindi pa pwedeng post-enactment ng Congress, di ba? Ibig sabihin, pag pinasa ng Congress ang budget, hindi na niya pwedeng pakialaman. Okay? Ang sinasabi, okay, for example, ang sagot ng dalawa doon, si Congressman Asidre ng Tingog, of course, he will defend the Speaker. Ang sabi niya noon, no, the requests are just being endorsed. Hindi yan approval o disapproval. Oh, I am asking him now, bakit pag sumama ka sa Bagong Pilipinas Serbisyo Fair, meron kang 777? Kung hindi ka sumama, wala ka. Endorsement ba yan? O he has the authority to give and not to give? Very clear, the Speaker has the authority to give or not to give a district the soft funds. Not only dun sa 777. Kasi may basic kami, di ba? Pag kulang, dun kami magre-request sa portal. May portal yan. O tapos di ba pinakita ko nga yung text? Ano ba nakasulat dun sa text? Mamaya, hanapin ko pag may break up. Na yung the funds you requested from the Speaker. So, okay, pero niliwanagin ko, hindi po ito cash na binibigay. It is 7 million worth of AIX, 7 million worth of TUPAD, 7 million worth of AKAP, o minsan ginagawang 7 million worth of MAIP. So maliwanag na aprubahan na namin yung budget, but still, the authority to give or not to give is with the Speaker. At meron talagang nababawian. Pag hindi ka sumunod, if you're not a good boy or a good girl, pwede kang bawian. Pwede.
Nako po, nilaglag na si Speaker. Ayan ang linaw niyan. Pwedeng bawiin ang dapat pera para sa hindi pala pera, hindi daw pera yun ayuda. Yung ayuda na dapat sana para sa taong bayan, binabawi ng Speaker pag hindi ka pumunta doon sa quote-unquote programa nila. Alam naman natin, yun yung rally. Grabe.
I-hold.
Is that fundamentally wrong?
Yes, because sinabi na nga doon sa bawal ang post-enactment. Our role is to approve the budget. After we approve the budget, hindi na namin pwedeng pakialaman lang kasi nasa executive branch na yon. It's up to the executive to implement it.
Okay.
Grabe, no?
Now, in the 2026 budget, you have Senator Sherwin Gatchalian saying, if I'm saying this right, that he wants this to be the golden age of budget transparency. The lower house also said that they're going to open it to stakeholders, etc. One, do you believe that? Will there be a change in how
Hindi nga, ipakita muna, okay, di ba, good faith, hindi pa pwede kasi, ay, kalimutan na natin yung, yung 2025 budget. Let's move forward. Pero ng taong bayan yan, paano natin kakalimutan, di ba? Let's be accountable. Kasi gano'n naman yung ginagawa namin sa budget, di ba? What do we do in the budget? Di ba tinatanong yung mga departamento, paano nyo ginastos? Di ba? It's either, kung hindi mo nagastos ng maayos o kung may question, babawasan yung budget mo, di ba? Hindi, pakita natin. Ano ba yung nangyari doon sa small committee, doon sa 20... Kasi at least yung BICAM, Karen, at least yung BICAM, makikita mo, I can show you, may report yon. May BICAM report na pinirmahan nung mga BICAM conferees. Ito ang budget, ito binawasan, ito ang bagong amount. Ito ang budget, ito ang dinagdag, ito ang bagong amount. Yung small committee, walang binibigay yun. So, nasaan? So, mas grabe yung small committee na yun kaysa doon sa BICAM. Yung BICAM may pinirmahan. Nasaan yung pinirmahan ng 4? Pakita nila.
So, when I interviewed Senate President Chis Escudero, I think that was last week, when I asked him about the alleged insertions, he was...
Again, sorry to interrupt you. Hindi naman lahat ng an insertion is an amendment to the budget. Kaya tinatawag na insertion yan kasi binabawasan mo yung isang departamento. Hindi lahat yan masama. Hindi lahat yan masama.
But in effect, because you have Senator Tito Soto, Senator Lacson, calling the 2025 budget scandalous, right? Egregious. Ang sinisi ni Chis Escudero, technically, bakit kami tinatanong nyo yung House? Doon nagsimula lahat yan. So he's right.
No, the budget emanates from the House.
But meaning these amendments, he's saying in effect,
doon nga sa small committee. Saan ba yung chance ng House na mag-amend? Sa small committee.
Grabe, no? Grabe yung small committee. Tingnan nyo, walang pananagutan.
Inaprubahan ng House, magkaibang version ng House, magkaiba yung version ng Senate, magkakaroon ng BICAM, doon ulit yung amendment. So sinasabi ko nga, dalawang pagkakataon na mag-amend. Yung BICAM, ang problema, hindi nasa publiko, pero merong pinirmahan sila na ito yung...
At least,
O nasaan yung report nung small committee?
Okay.
Wala nga report eh.
Ang tanong ko ngayon...
So hindi pa pwede, non-negotiable yan. Kung gusto namin pakita na transparent kami, pakita nila yung 2025 budget small committee.
Okay, you've been in Congress for so long. Is removing the small committee actually doable and possible?
Yes, kaya ko lang, that's why I'm as vocal. Dati, just for the record, sinabi ko na hindi ako dutol. Ngayon, kasi sinabi ng presidente, gusto ng presidente na magkaroon ng reforma, so may pag-asa.
Okay.
Di ba ang reason lang naman, I was watching sabi nila, kaya hindi pa pwede sa plenary kasi mahaba, 1,000 lines. O di magtrabaho kami ng Pero again, babalik ako, hindi ko papakawalan talaga yung 2025 small committee.
Hindi mo papakawalan
Hindi ko papakawalan yan. We have to be accountable. Pero ng taong, hindi pa pwedeng, kalimutan na lang natin.
But who will investigate? Who do you think should?
Congressman Saldico should show.
Nako!
Kasi siya yung chairman nun.
Saldico! Niyayari ganitiyan ko. Sabi ko sa iyo, minsan talaga. What comes around, go around. What go around, comes around. Mali ka kasi ng Sabi ko sa iyo, wag na wag mong babanatan ang naku. Wala, no comment. Sabi nga, vengeance is mine, says the Lord.
Alam mo, hindi niya, kung siya hindi niya alam sinong gumawa nun.
But where is he?
He's here. He's still a congressman.
Okay.
So, pakita niya. Di ba, ito, binawasan ko, dinala ko dito. Ito, binawasan ko, dinala ko dito.
But who is gonna question him?
No, I'm challenging him now. So, the leadership...
He's never been really interviewed, huh?
No, the leadership of the House, since they are the leadership, they should demand it from him. Di ba, otherwise, we're just covering up each other's, di ba? If the leadership of the House will not demand it from Congressman Saldico, that means we're just trying to cover up.
Should this be brought before the Supreme Court? You remember PDAF, during the time of Pinoy, it was brought to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court made a decision with a small committee. Should this be brought to the Supreme Court?
No, because sinasabi ng leaders ng Congress, di ba, we're transparent. It just prove na yung sinasabi nyo ay totoo. Yun lang naman. Bakit pa tayo pupunta sa Supreme Court? Dadali sa Supreme Court yan kung sinasabi lang hindi totoo. But we have to hold them to their word, di ba? Sinabi mo yan, o di ilabas nyo yung report ng small committee.
Okay. All right. I want to ask you very quickly. We have a few minutes left, no? So, just to change topic, the Supreme...
Grabe, no? Ang tindi ng Supreme Court. Supreme Court. Small committee. Mas makapangyarihan pa sa Supreme Court. They can change. Ang masama nun, walang pananagutan. They can change plus walang pananagutan. Ang lupit. Di ba? Talagang, ay nako.
Court decision, essentially calling the impeachment emanating from the House unconstitutional, null and void ab initio. What are your thoughts? Did the Supreme Court overstep?
Ay nako, Karen, I don't want to, I would want to avoid comment. Pero alam mo ako, purist ako, di ba? Purist ako eh. Purist ako. Ang akin is, of course, karapatan ng House of Representatives at lahat ng tutol doon sa decision na mag-file ng motion for reconsideration. But in the end, I would like to request everyone, kung ano man yung decision ng Supreme Court, igalang natin.
Ayan na, naiba na siya. Basta ibang usapan na yan. Ibig sabihin, yan yung sa impeachment. Yung budget ang pinokus natin dito. Alam nyo mga kababayan, ito'y kaalyado ha. Ito'y kamag-anak ng presidente. Ito po ay hindi po ito oposisyon at higit sa lahat, hindi ito Pro Duterte. Nung panahon nga na presidente daw si Pangulong Duterte, ito hindi nga lumipat ng kampo Yung ibang mga congressman lumipat daw. So mapapatunayan mo talaga na hindi siya pro Duterte. Pero gayon pa man, sinasabi niya, nilalaglag niya yung small committee. At ang idinidiin niya dito ay tila si Saldico. Parang sinasabi niya, dapat magpaliwanag to si Saldico. At hinahamon niya pa si Saldico. Dahil nga siya yung sa appropriation. Ay nako, meron kayang patunguhan o ito o ito'y ano lamang, circus na naman. Hindi natin alam. Sana lang. Alam nyo, sabi ko nga paulit-ulit kung talagang gusto ni Marcos na na maayos itong gobyerno niya, number 1 niyang tanggalin yung pinsan niyang si Romualdez. Pag tinanggal niya yan, wala na talaga. Pero syempre marami magagalit na vlogger kasi alam naman natin, yung mga vlogger na yan, nakikinabang yan Di ba? Hindi natin alam kung paano sila nakikinabang. Pero pag tinanggal si Romualdez, baka mawalan sila ng pagkakakitaan. Di ba? Hindi natin alam. Kaya siguradong kukontrahin tayo ng mga ng mga vlogger na mga tanso. Basta tayo mga kababayan, tuloy-tuloy lang kung ano ang ano. Kayo na po, ano ho ba masasabi nyo dito sa revelasyon ni Tiangco? Comment nyo po dyan, Okay? Share po at like. Maraming salamat po. Ako po si Banat. Bye!
Ang boses ng masa, hindi natatakot. Katotohanan lang, di kami nalulunod. Walang bahid ng sismis, lahat ay totoo. Kahit sino ka pa, pag mali ka babanatan ka. Walang pinipili kulay, wala kaming kinikilingan. Basta para sa bayan, kami lalaban. Pagtama palakpakan, pag mali banatan. Di matitinag, di matatakot. Para sa bayan, tuloy ang sigaw. Sa harap ng kamera, walang halong takot. Mga baluktot, lahat kayo'y tutumba. Ang hustisya at totoo, yun lang wala